All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. And this time I would ask, Jake, do you know the Pledge of Allegiance? We're going to adopt you right. You're going to lead us in the pledge, okay?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jake. You're not the
Good
first,
job, buddy.
you're not the first recorder. We've done that too.
That's funny.
All righty, roll call. Mr. Sigmund. Here. Mr. Howe is not here right now. We'll see if he shows, and I'm here. We've got a quorum, so let's move right on. Any communications or anybody wanting to talk?
There was no communications that I have to present to you, and there's no public here to
Okay,
address.
thank you, Mr. Manager. Let's move to the approval of the minutes of the meeting of July 9th. What's your pleasure, Chad?
I make a motion that we approve the meeting, the minutes of the meeting of July 9th.
Okay, and I'll second that. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now jump to the general manager's report.
All right, so we're going to start with Thrasher Engineering's update for 3A and 3B, as we do every time. We're going to shift back to Bobby Tenney. He's our PIO, Public Information Officer. We both are on Channel 5 and Channel 12 yesterday.
Good on TV.
My neighbor asked me if I went
Picture
to
of
work.
us, because I don't like it.
She asked me if I went to work for the water board.
Hey, it's in Thrasher under your.
I said it, but she didn't say that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
They
he's
said water board.
construction manager. Okay,
All right,
everybody
your
else
team.
out in the field is RPRs.
All right, your TV stars, you're leaving our rain guy.
We're doing
Bobby,
radio.
Bob.
We're doing radio tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you guys can do a good job. It gives our plant operation guy there, Bob, a break, so you don't have to deal with the media.
You have about just a little bit, Bob. You'll
No,
be
you're not
back in the
upset.
spotlight.
all right. I don't need.
Again, we have a lot of laughter at our meetings, you can see, but we have a good meeting. It's all serious. Let's get down to business now.
So contract one is Northview. That's fair contracting. They are still waiting on brass to come in for their meter setters, but they have all of 14th Street. The main line is in, and that trench is under gravel, and we really want to get paved, but we don't have the service settings to put in yet. So we're just making them keep doing maintenance on it. They've started on 15th. They are going to start on West Virginia Avenue next week again, so we'll make sure we put that out early late this week for early next week. So they're going to start. Actually, they're going to saw cut tomorrow, and they're going to start digging on Monday. They think they can do it without having to do a detour. We're set up if we have to do it. And like I told Al, we're now sending Jason Lane every day in the evening. I send him an update of what streets are going to be closed the next day. And he shares that on the Clarksburg city page, and that gets shared by everybody again. They're trying to just get it out a little bit more about what streets are going to be closed. Yeah, they've got 3 crews working lane line. They do have about 12 setters is all they have. But we did kind of give them I don't know if we're calling it a waiver to use the non-BABA until they start getting the others rolling in.
Because it's de minimis.
It's de minimis. And it's well below, yeah. So it's just their supplier. He overpromises sometimes, still doesn't have them. But contract 2, DOS, Lower Heartland. Probably 90% of the trench that they already have completed has been patched with asphalt. They're coming up Magnolia between Traction and Reynolds. They're about Reynolds. They're probably almost to Reynolds today, headed to Milford Street. And once they get to Milford, they'll drop down and finish Liberty all the way down to Bridge. And they're hooking up customers. I don't know, Bob, they probably got, 50, 60 customers hooked up to the new system down there.
Now, how about Heartland now?
Heartland going up to Jeff DeQuinta's house at the bridge.
Are we up to the bridge yet?
We're up to the bridge. That's all completed. All those customers are in. Lower Verdun's done.
Or we're not, is the bridge under, are we going under the bridge? Or
We're stopped. We're tying in on both sides. We're not messing with the bridge.
we're not going to mess with the line?
No, we're not going to mess with the bridge. So yeah, they've got 50 or 60 in. I think we had about a third of those were lead lines. Only like 8 were galvanized lines. So Bob's been testing with the lady that called last night. I asked him about that. So yeah, so he's doing the testing on the people who had lead. They're doing the high velocity. They've got all their handouts and We've had people calling ahead to find out what it meant. We've actually got some people, we'll discuss that later, about maybe jumping ahead, and if they know they have a galvanized line, we may not wait until we get the main in. We may go ahead and start doing those galvanized replacements ahead.
Are
Doesn't
you
matter when
going out
we,
and confirming that before? Because we're not doing that based off our database.
we're not doing it based off what they tell us. No, we're gonna have to, if we can see it in the pit, that's fine, but we're not gonna go out and do an exploratory dig to find out if they have it. If it's very visible that it is, then we can do it. But
Yeah.
and it may not save a few people, but not. Contract 3 is still D&M. They're still expected to start August the 4th. We haven't heard any different up here on Kramer Avenue. It is, yeah, Kramer Avenue, yeah.
Yeah.
Kramer,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're gonna start there, still August the 4th. We haven't heard any different. Contract 4 is independent. They are all, East Pike Street is almost totally completed down to Monticello, at the bridge. So they need to do that tie-in. And I think we're approving, Steve's been talking to Dan Bailey. I think we've agreed on how we're gonna pay. We're gonna go ahead and run that line across Monticello.
Good.
From between Main and Pike. That was a 2W. We're gonna make it a 1W. We're gonna go ahead and run that line across.
Then we say 2W to 1W people.
Oh,
1W is the option, alternate 1 and alternate 2s. All the alternate 1s are in this contract. Alternate 2s would have been finished if we had money left over or in the next phase. So
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and bump it up to a 1. We're gonna bump it to a 1, Oak Street to a 1.
We're moving those into this project.
Yeah.
I'm keeping terms
Yeah.
that people
There's,
understand.
yeah, we're moving them from the alternates into the actual project.
The next program.
It just makes sense because it's going to be blacktop in downtown, and Monticello is a main
It
drag.
makes sense. My only thing was, we need to talk about, was from a future, we're moving it up to this project.
Yeah,
and It
from
was
the
planned, it
future.
was planned.
It was gonna be done, now it's just gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
done
the main
sooner.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're heading up, Main Street today, on the Clay Street, where we had bad leaking valve, where we run into a lot of issues there. That's gonna extend into tomorrow, by the way, I'll have to let you know that, but
Oh,
they didn't shut it off today. They're still exploratory digging to find out where everything, there's a lot of gas and phone and everything in there, so kind of changed the scope of what we're gonna do
So I need to
there.
send that message back out tonight.
You can send it back out tonight. Yeah, I don't believe it was gonna be turned off today. It may be, but it'll definitely be off tomorrow.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and then of course, the sanitary board's doing their thing down there too, so.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks I like your reports. You see them on Facebook, you see it in media and so on.
Yeah.
People are repeating it, sharing it.
Yeah, I
The
think we're
city of
gonna,
Clarksburg puts it on their site.
yeah, and I started last week. I'm gonna add that road closure in our report as well as sending it to Jason, so people know. And it,
The only thing is, we're relying heavily on social media.
yeah,
Many older people and people don't have a computer,
no,
but we are putting signage out prior to closing streets.
we're putting
Not
no
that
parking, no parking. As far as, yeah, we don't have anything that says this street will be closed tomorrow. We don't have
We
that,
don't
but
do that.
it's
Yeah, but
not.
no parking.
We are setting up not every contractor in town is, we are setting up our road closed signs at the end of a street. I know there's one place in town where you go a block in before you see the road closed. And it's they gotta turn around because it's a one-way street on Meigs. You can't make that left. So, and I've mentioned that to them to maybe move that sign out to the end of
They
Oak.
need to move it out to the end.
To the end of Oak, so people don't come in. We had that issue with when they were down in Heartland. I drove all the way down in Heartland across the bridge and had to turn around and come back out because we didn't know. it was-
I experienced that a few years
Yeah.
ago, Water Board, on Woodland Avenue. It's a dead end street. I drive halfway up the street and there's a sign, road closed.
Yeah.
Well, back where I was, I could have gone around, or if I could turn my car around. Now I've got it back or try to find a place to get out.
Yeah.
So, but they are moving them down to the next intersection.
Yeah, we're trying to get them out to where everybody can see
Good.
it. So, yeah. And it's not us, if anybody says. I mean, I know if you're going up Main Street on the east end, after Monticello, you got Maple, Park, Oak.
Oh,
They're all closed, but not by us. So if you miss your turn at Monticello to go to Pike, you gotta go clear to Hardee's and cross to come back. So it's but it's not us.
But the problem is, we are very much in the media and so on. And every street closure, every bump, every pothole's Water Board. It's
Yeah.
not true.
Exactly.
Because there's other contractors out
And
there.
we mentioned that yesterday when we talked to everybody that,
There's a lot of projects going
there's a lot of projects going on.
on. Okay, I'll watch you one more time now.
But that,
The little signs.
yes,
I'm in a neighborhood, how do I know that you're gonna be working on my street that day?
That no parking sign will be posted at least probably 2 to 3 days ahead of time.
That's what I was saying.
And they usually say Monday to Friday from 7 to 5.
But you have to have a window in there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when I'm going through those neighborhoods, people didn't know anything about it. But when I look, there's so many feet, you see a sign says no parking and has a suggested dates and so on.
Dates and times, and has a little record on the bottom, says we'll tell you, but it doesn't cost, if we do have to tow somebody, it doesn't cost them. And we just move them, out of the way. We don't haul them clear off. We just move them. Jason, you have that set up with Hillbilly Towing. So we kind of use them to do that. I think we've done 3 so far. Everybody's been really good about it.
What's the people saying they don't know, there's no warnings. I
Some
see that.
people maybe work nights, they work, they're sleeping and they work night shifts, so they're home and sleeping. They
Sure, I
didn't see
understand.
it.
There's unusual.
Yeah, it's just.
Chad, any questions on these things?
Then I think the update's probably.
I think Bobby's doing a good job keeping everything up to date.
And you might wanna, one of the things we did at the meeting yesterday in our interviews, and I think it'd be nice to post on our YouTube for this meeting, is the misperception of what our lines are made of.
Yeah, because I dealt with that the other day with a resident that, our project's called the Clarksburg Water Lead Line Replacement Project, and we put out a map that shows all the lines that we're replacing. And then the break on Milford Street, well, that was a lead line that broke. No, it wasn't. Well, your map shows that line being replaced, so it must be a lead line. Well, no, the only lead in the system is in the services. The mains are all ductile cast or the newer or plastic. But yeah, the only lead is in the service, because they said, well, the line broke, so that stirred up all the lead in the system and went through. But yeah, the main transmission lines are not made of lead.
Again, so I keep trying to simplify things. We saw lead service lines and main lines. The lead service line is the line that goes from the main water line to your meter, to the customer's meter. That's what we're calling a lead service line, if you have one. The other lines are main lines, delivery lines.
Your piece of pipe, your piece of lead you carry around, if it was 16-inch, 20-foot joint, you could imagine what that piece.
Well,
We'd have to have a crane.
Our attorney could lift it, but I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
we have to have a crane.
All right,
And so we've tried to clear that up, and
We're doing the best we can.
answering that question all the time, shooting down the false statements.
well, we
maybe, I
got
guess
to.
is the
It's
way to
like,
put it.
the other statement I keep saying on social media is, where we have these leaks and all this stuff, and it's just to run the rates up, that we're gonna charge a lot more for rates. We never charge anybody because there's been a leak in the line. That's a fact, right? Secondly is, what was the other comment? Oh, that our rates have, in the last year, this past year, have doubled and tripled, and how big their bill is. They gotta realize
And we're still.
it is
close.
not all water when they get the Clarksburg water bill.
I found that out. I hadn't opened my water bill in years. My wife does.
Sewer went up again this
The
month.
sewer
Yeah,
was,
it's the
yeah.
sewer side.
Sewer
that's
was
really
more than
hitting
the water.
people. But the water SARP, that's very small increases. They really have, they're relevant. Okay, up to like $29 of the average. Yeah, okay, let's move on then. Thank you, Bob.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
There's Paul.
hello. See if we can join in.
Hold 1 second, Chad. I gotta bring Paul in, okay? Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, sorry, I got tied up.
No problem.
That's okay. You want me to bring you in with Chad?
Are they calling as well?
Yeah.
Is that the easier, you want me to call out?
No, I can merge the two together.
He
We
can
talk
put you
to
both on, he can put you both on the speaker.
Yep, hold 1 second. All right, Chad, you on there?
I'm here.
Yeah, Paul? Okay, there you go.
Okay, everybody's there. Paul, we're bringing you up to date. We're right down to, we've gone through the minutes and we are talking about the line replacement programs we're doing. And Bobby just gave a report, not Bobby Bazzini, Bob Tenney, of where we stand and about what projects are going on and about how they're notifying customers about closings and so on. I don't know if you have any questions to Bobby about the projects. Do you have any?
I'm looking at any question.
Okay, so.
And I also want to make it a point, because not everybody watches Channel 12 or Channel 5 news, but why are we getting so many breaks? That was the question.
Yeah, that was the question, yeah.
I thought you answered that pretty good.
We did. One break leads to another. I mean, when you take the water out of the line, it gets a chance to relax, and any weak spots in it are gonna relax. Then you put all that pressure back into the line and
It's gonna
it
find.
finds the weak spot, yeah.
We planned for this. We knew it was gonna happen. I told you all.
And this is not
before.
gonna be the last time.
Yeah, and we've had a couple contractors that, I mean, there's so much stuff in the ground, they can't hand dig forever. I mean, they gotta try to find stuff. And the water board guys Dave and Dave are doing a great job marking what they know. But they're gonna miss things. A lot of times we miss services that aren't existing and that are old and they're not on mapping, or, you know, a line dives across the road and we didn't know it did, but they do a great job marking for us.
I know they're being as cautious as they can, but you know, accident, no
Yeah,
matter,
it's-
no matter how hard you do that, you're running a backhoe or doing something and you just bump the line or do
Well, a
something.
lot of times I think that's what happened to the audits. They just uncovered the line. And
Yeah.
they're taking the weight off of the side of it. It just.
Well, the earth compacts around
Yep.
the pipe and holds it in.
Weight,
And when you
it takes the weight
release
off.
that, there might be a weak spot and it just gets away.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
I mean, between contractor strikes and increased pressure, this is gonna be the norm for us.
That's what I
unfortunately.
said, this is not gonna be the last one.
No, this is gonna be several years of this stuff, and we knew this was gonna happen. That's why we're replacing our lines.
And the conclusion, there is no option. Those things are underground. Is there anything from Thrasher, can you think of anything we can do to prevent this?
All things considered, I think the performance so far has been fantastic,
Yeah,
to be honest.
Somehow we lost you there,
As
Bud.
old as your system is, and as many up and down fluctuations that we're going to have through this construction, you're still doing very well in my
Hold
experience.
1 second, but I'll put you in here.
And you're gonna get calls about people saying there's a leak at the valves, when some of those valves haven't been operated. When we open and close a valve, it loses its packing, and when we open it back up, it's gonna leak.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to replace a valve in a system line that we're gonna
That
take
you're
out of
gonna be
service in a
replacing.
month.
Yeah.
The cost of the water doesn't outweigh.
did we lose that? We're trying to get our people back. Not a good week. We can't get the phone work right, got leaks.
Been hacked.
They're making a lot of news lately. Wow.
Lots of good, we're gonna get some good news.
This
It's
is
all,
good.
it's all good news. We're rebuilding the infrastructure of the city.
I mean, I take a look at it like this. It's a simple
Yeah, I don't know why we
analogy.
keep getting disconnected.
It
Hold 1
is.
second, let me get Paul.
You know, it's not hyperbole to say we're positioning the city for success in the 21st century.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for growth, anything we have, we got the system.
Wow.
And it's got to be addressed. And we're under a mandate because of the lead line issue, so if we're doing it, we might as well replace the lines. That's
Still
all.
there, Chad?
It's that simple.
I'm still here.
And Jason made a good point yesterday. You're ahead of schedule as far as the mandate goes, I
Yeah.
believe.
Oh, yeah, I tell people that all the time. We're out front with everything. All right,
There it goes.
Hello.
All right, hold 1 second, bud. Let me get you together here.
somebody call my phone or not?
They shouldn't. I've been on conference calls forever. You both there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well, we were talking about, what's been going on with the streets and, a lot of the breaks we've had recently and Bobby Tenney just explained it. It was on television as well. And we're gonna have a lot more leaks as we go with this project as lines are voided with water, taking water out because of valve issues and so on. And then we repressurize the lines with water, it's gonna seep, maybe not looking for it, but it finds a weak spot, it's gonna blow.
So
So
like I said in my interview yesterday, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
exactly right.
It's just,
All right.
and I hate it for the people, but, you know,
Well, but again, there's no solution.
no, I know, I mean, we knew this was gonna happen. I just didn't think it was gonna be this frequent, in such a short amount of time.
Well, one of them down at Pike Street down there, another contractor was working and some earth was moved and so.
That was Main Street down by AutoZone.
Yeah, that was, it was the papers again.
And that kind of caused that probably the issue with the other two, was that one led to those a few days later.
Because that was a big line too.
Yeah.
All right, What's the next thing
And I
on?
want to make sure everybody understands that the only time we gotta issue a bull water advisory is if we cannot isolate the leak. That one down in town on Main Street by E.B. Saunders, we could not get that one isolated. So therefore, that triggers a
That was
bull water
broad
advisory.
boil water thing.
Everything east, because we couldn't get anything turned off. So that's the difference. Everybody thinks when we have a break, they're gonna have a bull water advisory.
Not
It
that-
all depends if we can isolate it just to like one block or a section of a street. Then we flush it out real good, take a sample, and we're good.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's move on then.
All right,
So
Doug, you ready for 3B?
Yeah, 3B, going to be the same kind of report for the next few months, and it is, we are out gathering facilities, data, information, put the maps together for the project that's upcoming on 3B. So you could potentially see our guys out gathering stuff, then they go back in, sit down on their computers, add that to the base data, and we're going to be doing that over the next few months of gathering information. So again, part of setting up the base for the project. We already had the aerial mapping flown, that's already been done, and now we're just adding the attributes to it, such as, you know, where our existing fire hydrants, where our existing valves, you know, where our manhole lids, gas covers, those type of things, so that we can then start making a complete map.
So we've got that information on other stuff. You're just putting it into this system, right?
That is correct.
Into this map.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Brown met with the fire department on Monday. I think you and him talked about it.
Mhm.
So there's some added fire hydrants that we're gonna put in per the instruction of Jimmy Green, the chief. And we're gonna be moving some, but they're all gonna be the same amount. But we're moving them in areas that they think it would best suit the residents for fire protection. So we get that back to you.
That makes sense.
So, you
Well, we're
know,
doing
that's why I
this.
said we try to get all input on these designs and stuff.
Well, the city's changed a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
housing and different things and so on.
Doug, we have you have a planning meeting with them as far as what you're doing? Cause
Yes.
like the issue we had the issue in Northview with the gravel and the trench and some things that we can change in the spec, cause for the next round of, we need to change this to,
There's no option.
there's no option.
Yeah.
This is how we have to do this. Same thing with how we talked about the plastic out of the back of the meter pit instead of the copper, so it doesn't get walked
Yeah,
off.
that's down the road.
We're ways from that.
Yeah, we're still ways from that. Our next step will be that we'll get the maps set up, and then we will set out the layout for each map of what it's going to be street per street. Then we'll sit down with your staff and make sure that we've captured everything that we want. Then we'll get into the detailed part of where we put the new line, but we want to make sure that we've got everything captured first. That's our next step. That's a few months down the road. And once we do that, then we'll get into the details of drawing and the details of modifying the specs to more accurately.
What we've learned from
Right,
this
what we've
time.
learned from Clarksburg so far.
Good deal.
So we don't know how many contracts it'll be yet.
No, not even close, not even close.
We got a lot of property to work on this next phase.
Yes, sir.
Hey, anyway, Paul and Chad, any questions?
No questions. No questions.
Okay, let's move right on then.
One thing, but when you're sending out those daily things, can Kevin or Mary throw those up on our project site?
Yeah, what I'm sending to Jason for the daily streets.
Because we told people during our neighborhood meetings
They
that
can go on that site and
that
look.
we'd go on that site for that day and look and see where we're gonna be working.
Do you wanna copy Jason? I send it to him, he writes it.
Yeah, if you could. send it to
Someone
Mary
there,
or-
someone at the city writes it. If you could copy the city of Clarksburg's page, that's the best, maybe that's the best way. You share the city of Clarksburg's page. Are you putting it on your Facebook page or
On
doing
our
it a different
page,
way?
we
Yeah,
have a
on our-
page.
Your own, yeah, the own Clarksburg.
The
It says
project
Clarksburg
page
Water
that
Project.
Mary and Kevin put together.
Oh, that.
Yeah, the Clarksburg Water Project.
That's
And
it.
then, yeah, we can put it on.
It's gonna be, and I told Jason, I said, you're gonna get tired of me, cause you're the one asking for this, so every day you're gonna get this. I just don't want it to,
Well, we promised the public, and I know it's
Fall
a cost,
behind.
but I mean, we're just.
well, I know we're doing it by the week. I'm doing it by the week on that.
That's-
If you wanna try it, do you wanna start by the week or do you wanna narrow it down to the day?
I'd start by the week.
Yeah, I can tell you,
Figure
I
out what
can,
your traffic is there first.
yeah, I can definitely tell you by the week. It's gonna maybe a little bit convoluted to put it on there daily on that page.
Well, it's
Just
subject to
keep
change.
Boom, 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 boom. It's
Yeah,
always
it's-
changing.
it's subject to change.
That's kind of what I told Jason. I
Weekly's
said,
fine.
this is gonna get redundant, trying to put it out.
I promise people 24-hour notice.
Yeah,
At
Yeah,
least.
so at least if you can do the,
yeah, we can do that.
when you do that update, do a separate one about the road closures. Cause if you
Okay.
put it in there too much, it's gonna be, I want them to see the road closures, and if they're interested in what we've completed and what we plan to complete the next week, like, hey, more information is the best.
One
I'd
more
rather
thing I
have more
ask
than,
you.
I don't know.
Is Alexander and Milford, has that been repaired?
Yes, it's been patched with
How
asphalt.
long? When was the leak actually fixed? How long?
That leak was early, that leak.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, I know, because I was listening to news yesterday, West Virginia
Oh.
News Radio. They said that they talked about the different leaks, and at the end it says, and they still haven't determined when the Milford Street project was going to be, whatever.
That's the Adamson
And then
project.
and then on Monday, it was the same thing about,
And usually they call. And
That's
ask.
kind of what I hated yesterday. We kind of just flooded her with information. I'm glad she was recording it, but she still made it. I read the article.
you think
She
they're
still made a
getting
couple errors.
confused? Getting
They got us
confused?
confused, yeah. Because a lot of people thought Adamson was gonna be closed until Friday. Well, it's not. He put it out, 12 News copied it, said it was closed. It wasn't closed. It's gonna be repairs will be made.
I'll
by
let them
Friday.
know when we're gonna repair it. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
As
repaired
soon as
on
we-
Friday.
I don't care what day of the time of night, as soon as something's fixed, we ought to put it out there.
Yeah.
It's fixed.
Yeah.
Because many of these media are now pre-recording their television thing at what they call their package, a little spot longer than the news. And they run it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Everything that had a break has been repaired. The only one that hasn't been patched back with asphalt is that. Every other, Larry Gano
And
with Bobby did that today. He
We
went
have a
around.
contractor, somebody's going in there and paving that, or what are they doing?
Yes, their contract is gonna be over there. They're waiting for the state to respond back
Oh, I don't
to
know.
let them know what they need to do.
Yeah,
If
but
they
we
have
have
to
to
tell
be-
us the length of it.
They got their specifications.
I was through there today. I kind of thought someone,
Did they mark it?
them, state, somebody should have put up some rough road signs over there because there's no forewarning at all that
They come around that curve and there it
there's
is.
gravel.
Okay, well, let's move on. We can sit here and talk about this on and
Yeah.
on. Paul, you guys have any more questions? Because, okay, let's move on to the next item.
I had on here, is there a change order we're supposed to consider that will be for the next meeting? I know Steve's working up change order for 3A.
That is probably the Monticello oak. And
Yeah, it's not this.
Okay, because he said he was working on it for this meeting, so
Yeah.
he's probably gonna add some more stuff to it because we keep adding to it.
Is that because of the state Department of Highways? We want to do
No,
those
that's the
streets?
one
where we're gonna add the Monticello. He's doing some money changing places, contingency money, and then underrun money will switch back to the
Okay, I thought
contingency.
Oak Street was one the state was going to do.
It is, yeah, it is. Oak is, yeah, they're gonna do it.
Now,
Well, we
Wayne-
have to lay the line on
That's
Well, I
it.
understand, but Pike and Main,
And
we were never
Williams.
going to do
We're
that.
gonna do that.
Now we got Oak involved.
They are gonna pay those.
It was like
Okay, let's move on again, guys.
$47,000, we can do it cheaper. Yeah, I don't want to take that much money away from the project, we can do it a lot cheaper than
Let's
that.
jump to Snake Hollow.
Snake Hollow Road, again, that is finished and the only thing we're waiting on, I don't think you guys have received
Pumps,
the pumps yet, have you?
Nope.
So,
2 customers were hooked up as when we done the walkthrough.
Yep.
Any indication on time or what we're looking at?
as soon as they get those in, they'll submit their final invoice, that's done.
Yeah, I don't have a delivery date.
All we have to do is we just have to deliver the pumps to the customer. We don't have to
We don't have to
install.
install them.
No,
Oh.
they may not even need them,
For
but
our purposes, project's done.
It's complete, yeah, it's on here
Okay.
until we.
Any
do the last
questions,
payment.
Paul or Chad? Any question? Okay,
No.
let's move on now to the Second Street Pump Station.
Second Street Pump Station is being fabricated, still in the same position. So again, we are expecting a delivery sometime in the November, December timeframe. No change.
Do we have I think we have an
We have a payment requisition number 1 that you submitted in,
Yes.
Did we do that now or what?
and it's for
I'll make it.
Okay,
$34,128.10.
did Paul, did you make the motion? I can't hear it. Did Paul made the
I'm
motion
second that.
and seconded by Chad. We have the information. It's all there. The percentage of the work. This is the paper.
Yes.
Okay, are y'all ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's go now to the.
Now, remember, this project, we are funding. This is no grants or anything. This
Yeah, I
project, we're
understand.
funding internally, okay?
Yep.
Okay. GTHM removal project. our friends at the EPA sent us some more comments that we had to answer. It is in my inbox. I just signed it right before the meeting, so when I get out of this meeting, I want to send that in. I had a call with Kelly O'Neill last Friday. I believe
Kelly
it was.
O'Neill, gotta remember,
She is
that doesn't
the-
mean anything.
She's a project officer at EPA.
Okay,
Region 3.
EPA, all right.
This should be it. So like I said, Shelby today made all the corrections. Yeah, I'll reference him here in a second, but she got everything answered. And I told her when she sent that out, make it specific. So this is the last time we have to respond to anything. So she broke it down. Shelby made the changes, sent it to me just right before the meeting,
Mhm.
and I signed it. As soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna send it on
Good deal.
to get this done. Hopefully this is it. But then she said, once they approve it, it has to go up to an executive branch. And I said, when it gets there, let me know who, and I'll get the senator on it. We waited way too long, so.
Well, we're in the hottest part of here, it's continuing.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, he can jump in here, he's a big supporter. I mean, Bob's the reason we even did this, because he needs help getting these TTHMs out of our tanks and not have to waste water. That's one good thing about all these breaks, is we're losing a lot of water, so we're turning over our tanks.
Yeah.
So if there's anything good about these breaks, it's turning over the tanks out there. Is that right, Bob?
Yeah, but the heat's going.
Yeah, the heat, it's absolutely just,
Well, these 90+ days are really awesome. I mean, it's hard on our water and the chlorine values and so on.
yeah. I mean, this year has been, you haven't had a hot summer like this for a while, have you, Bob?
No.
No, it's.
Even last year wasn't like this.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jason.
we wouldn't be running in this if we'd have their equipment set up, but, hopefully next year we can, be able to utilize their system. But, it really upsets me because we've been waiting this long.
Months and months.
Never
and
had
months just because of the red tape of the
Convoluted,
federal government.
complicated grant.
We got that big grant, one of the biggest in the country.
Yeah. And they told us, well, February, you should be ready to go. And here we are in July, beginning of
You have
August.
somebody who wants to do something.
Scott, you want to chime in there? I know it's the news none of us want to hear, but I think this is the last. That's why I told you I wasn't going to tell you this was the last one. I'm glad I didn't.
We're gonna hold him to it.
Well, yeah, nothing surprises me, that's for certain, but Billy wanted to let you know that he'll be getting out the contract to you either later tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
We've been swamped with some other things we've had to get through. So you're saying that there was one more revision that we had to do? Is there anything on our side that we needed to do?
No, it's all in putting the numbers in the right box. I was almost to the point to say, you fill it out, I sign it. Instead of this back and forth stuff, they're telling us what to do and we're doing what they tell us to do. And then they send it back and say it's not right. I'm like, just fill it out and I'll sign it. I mean, it's so much easier to do that. So
Did they give us any time frames? Did Kelly give us any time frames of when this would be completed?
no, she did not. She said when we get the information back to her, that's what I have in my email, to send back to Shelby, because she's the one that's got to send it. They did get right on it, but again, they've got to send it up to the executive. That's a new step now with the new
I
administration.
hope they emphasize the importance of what it is and the harm to people's health, and so on.
I said, when it gets to the executive,
Yeah.
I want to know who, and I'm gonna call,
Our senator.
yeah, anything Justice, Capito, and Riley Moore, and I'm gonna have them, beat their door down until we can get them to sign it.
Gotcha.
The big question is, how long are they going to wait till they get it to the executives?
Like I said, I don't want to lie to you. I have no idea. All I can do is prod them and wear them out, calling them and emailing them. But once it gets up to the executive, I think we can get her through there by using our senators and our congressmen to see it through.
I'm
Good luck. If y'all need us, Jason, let us know, man. We're here.
Gotcha, Scott.
I appreciate you and Billy immensely. I appreciate you all being there for us.
Hey, thanks for hanging on with us. I'm sorry you had to sit there so long.
No, that's all right. We're good. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Hey, thank you, Scott.
All right.
You guys have any questions on the TTHM project, Paul or Jack?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right, let's move right to the next item, which is the O&M agreement. Is there anything on that? Anything there?
Yeah, Bobby Pizzini's not here, but I know that he had one of our staff members out and flushed their entire system. And I had to laugh at one of the comments. They were up in a holler. And I'm not saying anything ill about anybody, but they come down to see what they were doing.
Yep.
And they told me they were out there flushing the hydrant. He says, I've never seen anybody out here, and I've lived down here my whole life. So, proof's in the pudding.
All right.
We also got our first complaint out there that they have never smelled chlorine in the water, and now they do. So, but that's thanks to Bob, and I'll let Bob go real quick. How many tanks, you got the telemetry on how many tanks?
Just one tank at the pump station.
Just the two?
Yeah, working on getting the other ones. We went out and hooked up all the equipment, on Bennett's Run, and then we're gonna hook up Paul's, and then we'll have somebody come in.
Any questions? And we
Yeah,
got
Bob, thanks for staying on. I know it's a lot of stress on you, all this new stuff right now during this change. Anything, Paul or Chad?
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Paul,
then.
what kind of flow you getting up in, Western County?
What is that?
What's that again, Paul?
What kind of flow are you getting at the tank on the Western County line?
The tank
Flow
out
of the
there,
tank on Wetzel County line.
out close to Wetzel.
I don't know the flow, but if you're wanting to know the chlorine residuals, we've been dosing all those tanks. So,
So they're back into normal range
Yeah.
now.
right, yeah, and, I think there was like a 1.2 or something right there in the middle of where they're off. So,
You did say you had a lot of pressure coming to J Farm tank. How much did you say?
oh, I didn't say.
It's a lot.
Those guys that flushed, were the ones that said that there was
Okay,
quite a bit of
I
pressure.
remember where I came. There's a lot of pressure up. That pump station really charges that system.
That's a pump station down near Gore, isn't it?
That's the one, help me here, Paul. What's that run?
Venice,
It's going quicker than that.
Crooked Run.
Crooked Run, yes.
Yeah, it's where you turn off there at Gore Junior High, right out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, let's go to the West Banco Depository Agreement.
Yeah, this is your, yearly depository agreement that we signed between the Clarksburg Water Board and West Banco Bank. It's the term for this one, May 1st, 2025 to April 30th, 2026.
Yeah,
You probably
and
understand what this is, the bank.
well, when I read it, they also, with the 100 foot, the limits on depository protection and so on, they have to pledge securities and bonds, whatever, and they've got that covered in there, so we're covered.
Why do they
But
make us do
but we
this?
get a less rate on our investment because of that too, a little bit less.
Why do they make us do this every year? Nothing's changed.
I don't know.
It's the first time, this is the first bank I've dealt with that makes you do it every year.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but that's their rule.
I wasn't sure if it
I
was
don't,
FDIC.
I think it's probably the bank itself. Their board of directors probably have to review it every year because they're pledging and this thing and that thing.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay. What's your motion, guys? You want to approve the agreement with West Banco,
Yeah,
the depository agreement? Who's making the motion?
yes, I make the motion that we, approve the depository agreement.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Moving second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all please say an aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. The last thing's the agreement of the,
Yeah, the last thing, it's up to you that you all know about what on the, this is for the ASNY, union agreement. You want to go to executive session, talk about it before you vote on it, or? I mean,
well, guys, we've
Really
gone
changed
over
on
this. You've not made any changes that I can see. Did you make any? So we've discussed this thoroughly several times in meetings. It's just now that the union has voted and then
Union's meeting this afternoon.
Oh, they are. But we're going to vote ourselves. We can approve it and whatever they do, it's our thing.
Then we'll have to come back, yeah, but I think we need to.
I'm ready to approve the, agreement.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to accept the agreement between the Clarksburg Water Board and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO Local 352. And this is effective July 1 through June 30, 2028, right?
Yeah, that actually has been changed. I didn't change it.
Oh, you didn't?
It's 29.
It's called 29.
Yeah.
That's right. We went to a 4-year.
Yeah, I forgot to, I just printed it off. I didn't change that date.
Well, I don't think it's any,
4 year to build that tier.
we went from 3 because we're introducing.
Got you down there and said it's 29.
Okay, so with that correction, it's just a typo on the page. We all knew it was going to 4-year. All right, we've got a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And
Paul made the motion, Chad second.
Okay, now we're down to any, we're not going to go to executive sessions. Right, so we're going to go to any comments from anybody there. Around the group here, right?
I don't have it.
Well, we need to do an executive session
Or,
for the things we got yesterday.
oh, okay.
The attorney-client privilege.
Oh, that's right, because we have some legal actions you could send in the paper.
Subsection 12 of the Sunshine Act, attorney-client.
Okay. So anyway, we will go into that, but before we go to that, so you guys don't have to wait. Have any questions? Anybody want to ask any questions? We can do it. We can take a 5-minute break. We normally do. We want to get out of here on time.
A couple questions.
You do? Okay. Hey, guys, can we hold on for 5 minutes till he does his interview with the newspaper? Okay, in 5 minutes, we'll resume our meeting. Okay? Thank you very much.